Thank you for waiting, everyone. Next up is Century. Means that Akio will be on stage. Well, earlier I was watching the comment on YouTube. I saw Akio's comment as well, saying that I'm up next. And even after that, he was saying that, oh, I'm a chairman this time, not Morizo. So I'm sure that he'll be appearing on stage. He committed to it. And now about the Century. I think you saw the TV commercial that was, the color was orange, and probably that amazed many people. It was, I said orange color, but it's a color called amber. It's an amber color. Amber will be one of the traditional colors of Japan that is like the color of the sunset. And whether that amber color is behind the cover, I don't know. But now, assuming that it is, you can see how large it is, and the tire is this large too. So when we unveil this, I think you're excited to see how it looks. And Century, speaking about the Century, have you seen this ad in Ginza? We've posted it on our social media site. This is the Century in Ginza, right in front of the Sony building. This ad was on the Sony building, and then we had the real Century in front of the building. There's only one of these cars each in the world, the white and black. And if you definitely want to take this photo, this Century, actually, both of it is owned by Akio. So the staff asked him whether we can borrow his car to take this photo, and he was very generous and allowed us to use his car in front of the ad. So it's only one each in the world, MS Century, right in front of the new ad. So I think this received a lot of attention too. And now probably we'll be able to see this amber color Century. Akio Toyoda here. Thank you everyone very much for taking the time to be here today. The Century stands at the pinnacle, a car in a class of its own. I believe this car was born carrying Japan on its shoulders. Today, I would like to take a moment to share the Century story in my own words. It is not just about making automobiles. With Japanese ideas and skills, we must create an automobile industry for Japan. These were the words of Kiichiro Toyoda. In the 1930s, a time when Japan was seen as incapable of making cars, what Kiichiro set out to build was not a company called Toyota, but Japan's automobile industry itself. The Century's development was overseen by Kenya Nakamura, Toyota's first chief engineer. To be like no other, this spirit guided Nakamura in every aspect of the Century, from its development to production and sales. That development began in 1963. It was 30 years after Toyota started making cars, and only 18 years after the war. How could Toyota, with no tradition or prestige, hope to create a world-class vehicle, the pinnacle of luxury cars? Such reactions were hardly a surprise. Despite that, Nakamura was not deterred. Tradition will naturally follow. Let's create a new kind of luxury car, unlike anything before. The Achilles heel of today's luxury cars is that nothing innovative can be done. Saying that, Nakamura boldly pursued fresh ideas and breakthrough technologies. At the same time, he adopted elements of Japanese culture and tradition, including Edo metal engraving on the phoenix emblem and Nishijin Ori brocade for the seat fabric. To create something that was to be like no other, Nakamura focused on fusing cutting-edge technology with Japanese culture and tradition. From that original model, the Century became Shoichiro's beloved car for life, one he continued to ride in through the second and third generations. And to each new generation of engineers, he continued to offer suggestions for improvement, whether it was better straight line stability on the highway or making sure the car could handle a stiff crosswind. Day after day, he continued giving instructions for improvements from the back seat. Shoichiro only went to such lengths for the Century. Why was that? Why did Nakamura take on the challenge of developing the Century, a project many at the time called reckless? Please allow me to share my own interpretation from here. In their hearts, I believe, lay the same passion that Kiichiro poured into establishing the Automobile Association just 3 months after the war's end. This Automobile Association was the forerunner of the Automobile Business and Culture Association of Japan, which I currently serve as chairman. On forming this association, Kiichiro said, "I want to build a democratic, automotive industrial nation, contributing to Japan's peaceful rebuilding and to world culture." These words have never left me. The mention of Japan's peaceful rebuilding reflects a spirit of contributing to society through industry, a desire to bring back the smiles and peaceful daily lives of the Japanese people, with the automobile industry as a driving force. Meanwhile, contributing a world culture means building a better society through mutual understanding and exchange of cultures between different countries and peoples. What the people of Japan needed at that time, I believe, was a sense of pride in being Japanese. That is why Nakamura worked together with Shoichiro, the son of Kiichiro, and set out to make a car underpinned by Japanese tradition and skills, which they could proudly show on the world stage, a car that could contribute to world peace and cultural exchange. The pride of Japan. I believe the Century was created to fulfill that role. Today, more than 5 decades after the birth of that first Century, where does Japan find itself? The Japan as #1 era is behind us, and we're now in what has come to be known as the lost 30 years. Japan as a nation seems to have lost some of its energy and dynamism. Along with our presence in the world, if Kiichiro and Nakamura could see Japan today, what would they say?
I suspect they wouldn't say anything and instead leap straight into action. When Nakamura saw the post-war media headline starting from zero, he said, "It's not zero. It's true that our facilities were destroyed and we had no materials or money. But we had the strength and skills that Japan has built up. That's why we were able to be rebuilt." He said that in anger. Today, Japan has an automotive industry that operates on a global scale. We possess the monozukuri skills that have sustained the nation, stunning nature that enchants people around the world, a rich food culture, and a spirit of hospitality. Today, we also have manga and animation, which have become synonymous with Japan. Likewise, in the areas of music and sports, young people continue to share Japan's charms with the world. I believe, now more than ever, we need the century. Century. The name is set to represent the 100th anniversary of the Meiji era and the birth of Sakichi Toyoda, the Toyota Group's founder. For me, it is about creating the next 100 years. And then there is the century's phoenix emblem. In Japanese mythology, the phoenix only appears when the world is at peace. Century is more than just the name of a car. It is a heartfelt desire for world peace and an endeavor to shape the next 100 years from Japan. That is what the century means to me. With Shoichiro's passing, I came to see this as my personal mission. Of course, I cannot do it on my own. Thankfully, at Toyota, we have many colleagues who carry on the spirit of Kenya Nakamura. Together, we have decided to launch the Century brand. One of one. Or as Nakamura put it, to be like no other. Century is not just another brand within Toyota Motor Corporation. We want to cultivate it as a brand that brings the spirit of Japan, the pride of Japan, out into the world. The next century begins with us.